Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong, and I am going to put a topper on this mark making journal. I'm not going to spend very long on this, but I thought I would turn the camera on because I have a big bag of yarn scraps here, and I've got some fabric that it's kind of heavier. It looks, of course, like it was part of a bedspread or something, and I just like it because it's heavy and it makes a nice sturdy background, sturdy-ish. I do have fabric and like fabric most of the time that's heavier, but I think this is fine. And we're gonna make a cluster. I've got way too much going on. I've been organizing my some of my fabrics, and I was gonna make some tags to go on the containers. There's always like 10 things happening on this desk. So this is from a snippet roll. I love this because it's got that pretty little flower shape here. And I'm just gonna pull out some things that make me feel happy with this. I love this, but this really muted color here. And the reason I chose this, and this was in the fun pack, I love it. I have no complaints with it. I did it because of the shapes. I wanted to be inspired by the shapes, which I am. But I feel like this needs a pop of excitement. So I'm just going through here. Ooh, that black's pretty. This is a little bag I found going through some things, and it's so textured and fibrous. I'm thinking somebody probably made that. I should probably put a button on that and actually use it. Anyway, it went in the bag of like fibery things. And I have little felted bits. I just want to be inspired. So what I'm going to do is pull out a few things, and let's especially get some yarn. That's the big thing. I love these little curly Q pieces that have been pulled out of projects. That's a pretty color blue. Let's pull some of that out. That's just little pieces that have been cut out of something. So these are good. I don't know that I want that yellow. Let's put that between the two layers and let it sort of just hang out. And maybe I do like that felted piece. And we'll put some of these across the top. If you lay things out, it'll usually hit you when you find the piece where you say, oh, that's it. I do like that. And I definitely love including some sparkly yarn. I think we are constantly transformed if we just keep creating every day. And I was listening to something this morning. I will go back and find the channel and link it. It was a very good video about creativity. And what did he say? Was it obsession over inspiration? Inspiration can come and go, but obsession is something you can sustain. If you're just really passionate about something and you're obsessed with it. I won't try to paraphrase everything. It was a really good listen this morning while I was holding on to Blazer and drinking my coffee. And I don't know if I said it in the last video, but he did have his surgery. He was went to the vet Friday. We weren't expecting them to do it that quickly, but our vet is just amazing. It just turned out great for us, and Blazer's doing well. But he's separated from the rest of the cats until we really get all of his labs back, and you know, just all the things you worry about being transmitted from one cat to another. Anyway, where was I going? Oh, I listen to things while I'm sitting in there holding little Blazer boy. He's a good kitty cat. So I wonder, I don't know if I want these colors or not. I kind of like that, but I don't know that I want the pink on the edge. And I like it better without some of these. I'm liking the blues in there. So this is how I made those clusters. You know, you just keep working with it and you don't have to spend a long time. These are so packed with texture. They come out great, but it is something you could spend a very little amount of time on, or you could spend a lot of time. And ooh, here's some of the beautiful curly Q looking green. I need some of that. So I'll just put somewhere it's hanging out from the side and some on top. When I made the first go round when I made that first batch of clusters, I was just sitting at my sewing machine the whole time. So it was easy to keep everything together and sew it up. In this case, since I've got to carry it across the workshop, I'm just going to put a few pins in it to hold everything down until I get over there. And I'm probably going to do a zigzag stitch over this. I think you could also get away with a straight stitch. You just want to hit everything. And, you know, this is going to be left loose. You're not going to try to sew all of that down. You're just going to sew through it. And this is the topper that we'll end up with on the front, which I really like. I definitely want to leave these. I want that to show because I'm inspired by that shape, and we can put that into the journal. We can try to recreate that. So I will be right back. Okay, that was easy. You probably saw me come back and grab a little piece because I suddenly decided I wanted that bright orange on there. I made this kind of narrow because I still want to see these fibers out here, and you know how I stitch that on and the edge of that fabric, which I was inspired by. So we can see everything, and I love the layers. We can't sew this on at this point because we have a pocket inside, and I probably would not have sewn it on anyway. It's so easy to just add it with tacky glue, and I'm not going to be working in this journal today, so this can dry while I'm doing other things. And I see that little piece of loose thread or yarn that's just kind of tucked up under there, and it can just stay there. I do love making these though. I have so many ideas for journals and art. There are not enough hours in the day. That's the problem. That is the problem. So let's bring this right out here to the edge, and we can still see this. I love how messy this is. And I think I flipped it, which it doesn't matter to me. It's okay either way. In fact, I kind of like it this way. I love this piece hanging off right here. So that, I did want to show how I made these. I said I would try to come back and do that, and then I never did get to it. I have a bead that we can add, because I do think we need more charms out here. And I love the shapes of hearts. Okay, well, I love how much that added to the journal. Just a few more beads and this bright color from the little topper we made. And you know how I feel about things. If something's not right, you can repair it. Don't be afraid to add to your journals, and just keep letting them change. It's wonderful how they change and get more and more what we want them to be, if that makes sense. And I just love this right now. Maybe this is my current crush with art supplies, but sure is a lot of fun. I do need to make some notes about this, about the different stages of this. And I don't think we're done with this yet. We're not done with this spread yet. And we're not done with this. And we're definitely not done with this. I think we're done with this page. And I really like how she turned out. All right, I'll be back really soon. Bye for now.